So I've had so many issues with these exhaust tips, which they're not even exhaust tips, for this new Silverado. As you can see, I have powder coated both of mine, and it's still peeling up here. And so, I don't know, I've had the worst trouble with this, and so I'm getting sick of it, and I kind of liked the look of it once I powder coated it. I liked that black, but I'm still having issues, so I went ahead and I got on Amazon to solve this issue. And this is what I found. And it took me a while to find the right ones that I really like. I think these are gonna be great. These are, I think, 3.5 outlet, the quad tips. And so they're almost 7.5 inches. And so it fits fairly well. And so once I get this installed, I think it's gonna make the back of the truck even better. And so the hardest part with this install really is getting these tips off, which I'm almost a pro at it now because I've done it so many times. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, you can take this step off. But there's 3 clips, 1, 2, and 3. Once you get all of the inside out, you got to take off. And I have tried everything. I tried for probably 2 hours total trying to get those off without breaking them, and I just gave up. And so I went with the harder version. So I'm under the bumper right now, and if you can barely see that screw, that is one of the screws out of the 2 that are back there that you have to take off when you get underneath it. And so the best way to do this is, that I have found, with the tools I have, is get a 10mm socket wrench, get your skinny arm in there. And so if you've got big arms and can't do that, then I guess you can try to take off that step. But if you've got a electric ratchet or like an air one that you can reach out up in there and get it. And then there's one right here that you can take off, and that one's super easy to get to. That's the easiest one to get to. But once you have those 3 off, then it just falls right out. And I can get my hand in right here, so when you get kind of where it's getting loose, can kind of hold that bottom of the screw so it can turn better. That's the best way I found to take these off. Again, I've done them enough times, taking them off, put them on, taking them off, putting them on, that it's pretty easy for me. So let's rewind this back a little bit. So I had grabbed a socket wrench, trying to figure out why this was harder this time. Well, I forgot, because it's been a while since I took these off, that this type of wrench helps out a whole lot better. It stays on a whole lot better than a socket does, and I could still get that socket motion. I don't have to take it off every single time. It stays on there. But anyways, yeah, once I switched to the right wrench, that went a whole lot smoother and a whole lot faster. So it's not as complicated as people like it seem. It is complicated, more complicated than you would like. A lot of people overthink it, especially taking off those steps. So yeah, you can see on this one, it was already peeling, and this was after not even 2 months after getting it powder coated. I don't know if I just went to a bad shop or what, but even this one was doing it some. You can't really tell because my garage lighting is not the greatest, but this one was starting to bubble up and peel a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to put those real exhaust tips on. I think those are going to look a whole lot better anyways. So when I go to the shop, I'm actually going to get them to take those resonators off also. Depending on how much they charge me, I may go true dual. And so yeah, I'm gonna sell these if anybody wants them. I don't know if anybody would want them, but they powder coated. They go on eBay for $200. Obviously these are messed up. The powder coat is, at least. I could probably find some sucker who wants these. All you gotta do is re-powder coat them. Maybe someone can do it better than the shop I took it to. But anyways. I'm loving this back end now with those quad tips. I finally got rid of those kind of HDMI ports that it comes with. I was kind of hesitant if I would like it or not, but I love it. I think the tips I could have got could have been a little bit bigger. They were 2.5 inlet, 3.5 outlet. They just give it a more aggressive look to me. More of a personal look also. It's not like the same like everybody else's. I didn't think I would like true duals. I thought it would be too clappy, but man, it's the right amount of noise. And if you don't like noise, it's not for you, obviously. But if you don't mind noise, it's for you. It is. True duals is the way to go if you want noise. I still have the cats and everything on it. I don't plan on taking those off. Maybe one day I'll get some long tube headers and high flow cats, but I'm going to do some decibel reading inside the cab, and then I'm going to do a cold start also for y'all. So there we go, about 72, 73 decibels. So not too bad when it's just idling and it's calmed down a little bit. The microphone doesn't do it justice. Alright, so I'm going to do the same drive I did when I first did that decibel test with just the straight pipes. And so this is the decibel reading inside. I don't have the air going, the windows up, everything. And so I'm going to do the same drive and see how much louder it is inside the cab. This is just under 2,000 RPM, going up a 5% grade. Alright, I've got it cruising at 60 now. Can tell cabin noise is not bad at all for a true dual. If this was an older model truck, I think it would be pretty obnoxious, especially on the interstate and highways going the speed I'm going now. But since these new trucks are so insulated, I think it does really well. And so again, it's not obnoxious, it's not bothersome, and I mean, obviously you can hear it, but it's not too bad. It's about a normal speed. I've got it cruising at 48, 50. 55 decibels is not bad for a true dual with an X-pipe. I love the sound, I love the rumble. It really doesn't clap that much. I mean, unless I just can't hear it in the cab. Even with all the windows down, sunroof open, back window open, it's still not that bad, loud, obnoxious. You can hear everybody inside the cab. You can listen to your music, and the wife will be happy, the kids will be happy, and you'll be happy. I'd recommend getting this set up if you like loud. If you don't like loud, I'd get a muffler. Flowmaster, dual in, dual out if you want a true dual. So hopefully this helps out. Again, I would go with this setup if it was my opinion. Again, thought it was really good.